As an artist of over 15 years, my goals have changed drastically from year to year. And as someone working as an artist professionally since 2014, these changes have been reflected in my refined business model for my art brand Prismano, as well as for all of my freelance work and other art career prospects. So in early 2018, I wanted to take my art career to the next level. I just really wanted to take it a lot more seriously and decided to launch this little art shop. The art shop had just a couple of little pin designs inspired by Final Fantasy games and Kingdom Hearts games, but after a surprisingly very successful launch, I wanted to expand that small business into something more. I wanted to turn it into something that was more than just Sano Eli's art shop, and therefore I decided to create Prismano. I decided to make that jump in early 2019, and I never looked back. So hi, hello, if you are new here, my name is Sano Eli, and I have been practicing art since, probably elementary school. I remember getting super into anime and video games, and I was like, okay, I want to do this for the rest of my life. How do I do this? So over the course of the past few years, I have had the absolute honor of being able to work with some absolutely incredible companies and other artists who really deeply inspire me, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to do a lot of various different freelance art projects. I've developed dozens upon dozens of products featuring my artwork on Prismano, and I've amassed thousands of sales. But there's still a lot that I need to learn and a lot of growth that I need to do in order to have my dreams of working as a full-time artist comfortably achieved. The first, and perhaps one of the biggest goals for my artistic journey in 2023, is to do a lot more studies. I want to expand both my visual library and my understanding of anatomy, as well as my painting techniques and my cinematic composition as a whole. I actually feel really proud of my artistic growth in 2022, especially when compared to 2020 and 2021. I'll put up some examples of what my art looked like in those years here. I just really want to take my art to, I keep saying this, but I really want to take my art to the next level and create a lot more dynamic scenes, and I want to paint more scenery and more pieces that just have a lot of visual storytelling as its backing, more pieces featuring characters, and scenes with a lot more stark lighting and contrasting. I want my artwork to feel like a scene out of a video game or a movie or something like that, but I also want to get better at drawing props and more minimal designs as well. If you don't already know, Prismano is very centered around prop design and creating these really dynamic and cute scenes, but with a very minimal coloring style and line artwork. So I want to get better at doing that, but I want it to become more detailed and more refined. So that's definitely something that I need to very much so study in 2023. So not only would this mean that I would need to take on more studies, but I would also need to prioritize creating unfinished pieces and being more comfortable with that, as well as just doing a lot more rough sketching, doing some master copies even. I think I need to spend less time on really big and bold and fully fleshed out pieces, and I really just need to try and sit down and take things slow, take things easy, and just learn. It's honestly pretty embarrassing to say, but I do not do studies nearly enough. I am somebody who honestly just kind of wings it when I do finished pieces. I don't know, I just really want to expand my visual library and learn how to just put pen to paper and just draw without having to think too hard about it. So that is definitely a huge goal for me in 2023, to do a lot more studies and to get better about that. So my second goal for 2023 would be to show more of my content in both short and long form on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram Reels. I actually started reaching a pretty decent groove like late last year with producing short and long form video content, but I feel like after I got COVID in November, I just slipped off pretty hard, and it's been really hard to get back into that groove and just feel like I can create things again at the same speed and the same quality as I used to. I really want to get better about posting more consistently, and I also need to iron out like a set schedule that I'm more comfortable working with. Right now, I've decided that I'm going to be releasing 1 to 2 short form videos and 1 long form video a week. So I'm kind of testing that out and seeing how that's gonna go. So fingers crossed, I'm hoping that that will be a good and really beneficial schedule for me. So my third goal is to pick up a brand new art medium and to start incorporating that into my everyday art. The mediums I'm currently interested in picking up are oil paints and Posca markers. It may actually come as a huge surprise to you guys, but I have never so much as even touched oil paints in my entire life. I actually wasn't too much of a traditional artist growing up aside from doodling with pens and pencils, so I didn't really have the experience of testing out all of these different mediums. It was actually in early 2020, or no, actually it was in 2019 that I decided to pick up watercolor paints for the first time. I fell in love with those, but then in 2020 and 2021, I actually started experimenting with acrylic paints, and oh my god, I just fell in love with acrylic paints. Then in later 2021, I decided to experiment with gouache paints, and that one stuck. That one was just so good. I loved that it was a combination of watercolor and acrylics. It just felt so great to use and so buttery smooth. But oil paints, you want to talk about buttery smooth, oil paints seem so smooth to work with. I am so excited to dip into that and really try that out sometime. Honestly, as I get older, I find myself really longing for the excitement of trying out a brand new art medium. I feel like I've kind of been lacking that in my life the past like year and a half because I haven't really been experimenting with anything super new. What I've actually been experimenting more with lately, especially in 2022, is working on different surfaces. So in 2021, I started working with those little wooden slices that I got from Arteza. I really loved painting on those, and so I decided to find different kinds of wood slices to work on and things like that. I was also actually really curious to try out that blocky style of coloring that a lot of artists do with Posca markers. I feel like I've tried doing that kind of art style before and I didn't really like how it turned out on my own art, so that is definitely something that I would love to study and practice a lot more. So my fourth goal is to try and fill an entire sketchbook by the end of 2023. My mom ended up actually getting me this absolutely beautiful Etchr hot press paper, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. I've already been painting and messing around with it a little bit lately, and so far I absolutely love it. It is so good, so good. It is so amazing to work on, and I am really excited to keep testing other mediums on it. So far I've only tested gouache and pens, so if you're actually interested in checking out this Etchr sketchbook, I'll have a link down below in the description box for you to check it out for yourself. The dimensions for it, I am going to check on my phone. It's an A5 hot press landscape sketchbook that's 5.8 by 8.3 inches. So my fifth goal for 2023 would be to start creating more interesting and unique products for Prismano. I'd actually really love to work with companies like Vaugrace to produce more unique products that I've never put on the shop before. Things like notebooks, acrylic stands, tote bags, wooden charms and keychains, blankets, pillows, and so much more. I just have so many ideas in my head and it's honestly kind of overwhelming. So I've been just trying to jot them down in my Notion documents and just keep them there and see what sticks, see what I can produce and make cute designs out of, and we'll just see what happens. So you guys actually really ended up loving the Seafoam Soda collection that I did on Kickstarter back in 2021, so I decided to experiment with a brand new product, and it is this absolutely gorgeous and adorable little Baby J whale plushie. He's so squishy and I just absolutely adore him. I love how it turned out, and you have this rose gold heart-shaped keyring that I absolutely love, and then you have this adorable little mint, well, not really mint, but it's more like a light baby blue ribbon, and then you have this gorgeous little crystal charm on it that I absolutely adore. So I am just so happy with how this turned out. It has so many cute embroidery details on it, and it's got this really cute gradient design on the back, so I absolutely love this little guy. We are so close to getting it fully funded, so if you are interested in him, definitely go pre-order him. The link is in the description box below, and please give Baby J a little home because he is so cute. I wanted to make him super squishy, so he's kind of like a stress reliever toy in a way, and I don't know, I'm so happy with how this turned out. My manufacturer that I'm working with is absolutely incredible. They've been working with me so hard to make sure that this turns out exactly how I wanted it to, so I am just so freaking grateful and happy that this turned out the way that it did. Here's some little detail shots. He's just so cute. Look at him. He's just a little guy, and he's so squishy. If you bring him around places, he will be an amazing stress reliever because you can just squish him. So cute. I love him so much. So adorable. So if you want to give Baby J a home, I have him in the description box below, but you can also go to this URL and input it into your URL bar. So my sixth and final goal for 2023 is to try and use social media algorithms and analytics as more of a guide and not so much as a form of torture. I think every artist who has any sort of social media following or is trying to get a social media following knows just how difficult and heartbreaking it can be to have to deal with all of these different algorithm changes and having to focus on all of these different numbers and analytics. I know a lot of times people will say like, oh, numbers don't matter and just various things like that. I think in some ways that can be true, but when you're a small business owner and you're trying to build your own business, build a following, have more people see your artwork, have more people see the content that you create, numbers play a huge role in that. And I don't think that's something that we should just fully discount and not even think about. I think in some ways, if you focus too hard on it, which is something that I am definitely very, very guilty of, if you focus too much of your energy and attention onto it, it can really take a toll on your mental health. And that is definitely something that I need to do more of in 2023. I need to get back on track, let it just be used as a bit of a guide, see how I can use it to help me boost up my business, help me market myself better, see which posts perform better than others, what I can do to expand my reach and expand my engagement with my audience. I decided that I wanted to use YouTube as a way of showing people my artwork and the content that I create under not only Prismano, but under my own artwork as Sano Eli. And I think, honestly, it's something that I just really want to take into consideration more so, and not so much use it as something that weighs the value of my artwork. I don't want it to be something that tells me what my artwork is worth and what my worth is and my value is as a person. That's definitely something that I need to work on harder, and something that I hope you guys will take into consideration as well. And honestly, since I'm currently monetized on platforms like Instagram with the Reels Play bonus situation, there's definitely a lot of pressure to constantly be pumping out more content. I'm actually trying to steer clear of doing that as much. I really want to incorporate Reels Play into the dynamic of my workflow, but not have it dictate every single thing that I post every single day. Because honestly, since I got the Reels Play bonus, I've kind of just been going crazy with it. I've been pretty much posting a reel multiple times a week, multiple days a week I'm posting something, and I've noticed that I haven't really been able to grow much on Instagram at all as a platform. So I think I want to scale it back a little bit and try something new, try and see if actually posting a little bit less will help me out more. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll report back and tell you guys if it worked out for me or not. But yeah, that's definitely something that I want to work on, and definitely a huge goal of mine for 2023. And there you have it. Those are my art goals for 2023, for my art career, for my art business, for my art brand Prismano. Those are all things that I really want to focus on in 2023. And I'm hoping that this new business model, this new way of approaching my art business and my art career will really help it excel in 2023. I have a lot of goals in mind for what I want to do, even outside of what I mentioned here, but that'll do it for today. So let me know down in the comment section below what your goals are for 2023, whether they're just general or art related or anything like that. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel to see more content like this. Don't forget to hit the bell button so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, my friend.